Howdy all, lovely to see you all again. Today we're going to be looking at the Queen classic Bohemian Rhapsody. This is going to be a two-parter series, so let's take a look at the first solo.
Put a gun against his head, pulled my trigger.
Okay, let's take a look at the first section. I want to start from 8 of the 4th string. And I'm going to do a big delicious bend into a pull-off. I'm going up and back from 10 of the 3rd and then pulling off to the 8. And then I'm jumping to 11 of the 2nd and then I want to play 8 of the 2nd string. So I'm going to go. At the end of that, I'm going to bend 11 of the 2nd and add some vibrato at the top. Alright, let's try the whole thing thus far. Then we go into this part. So what I've got here is I'm playing 13, 15, 16 on the 2nd string twice. At the end of that, I'm adding in an 18th fret. Okay, then it starts to get really wind. Let's work up just a sort of ascending run. Let's slow that down. I'm starting from 17 of the 3rd string rather, and then I want to play 18, 20 on the 2nd. And then I'm going to play 16, 18, 20 on the 1st string. Alright, let's have a look at the whole thing thus far, and then we'll finish off those last little shreddy runs. Hopefully that's all making sense. And then we work into this last little shreddy part. This is really, really cool. So what I want to do here, I want to start off by playing 18, 16, 15, 16 on the 1st string. I'll play that slowly. 18, 16, 15, 16. Then I've just got a quick hammer on it and a pull off. And these sort of give the illusion of a lot of speed, but they're not actually that hard to do. Hopefully that's making sense. And then I want to play 18 of the 2nd string and then jump back down to 15 of the 1st. So we're going to go like this. Okay, then I want to borrow what I did on the 1st string and do it on the 2nd. So I'm going to go 18, 16, 15, 16 again. So that's the same. And then we've got to hammer into a pull off. So from the start of that, hopefully that's making sense. And then to finish that off, I want to play 17 of the 3rd and jump to 15 of the 2nd. So we've got... At the end of that, I want to play 17 and 2 15s on the 3rd string. And that's the whole section. Let's take it relatively slowly from the start, and then we'll do it again even slower with some tabs. One more time, some tabs. Okay, let's take a look at the 2nd section. We're just going to start off with a couple of scale runs. This is quite diatonic and relatively easy on the ear. I want to start off by playing 15, 17 on the 3rd string. And then I'm going to play 15, 16, 18 on the 2nd and the 1st string. And you'll notice there's a slight pause on the 2nd note. And then I just work up that scale. The next one starts from the same spot, but my scale shape is a little different. So I'm going to do 3 notes on the 3rd string instead of 2 this time. So I'm going to play 15, 17, 19 on the 3rd, 16, 18, 20 on the 2nd, and also 16, 18, 20 on the 1st string. There's a little bit of a delay before that last note, but not as much as on the first group. So what I want to do is do a slight pause on the second note, on the first run, and then a relatively constant second run. Okay, hopefully that's making sense. And then we work into this. Okay, what I'm doing here is I'm playing 15, 16 on the second string, and then I jump to 17 of the third, and I want to do that exact idea twice. After that, I'm going to play 15, 16, and then I jump to 18 of the second string. Hopefully that's all making sense. Let's go from the start of the section. Hopefully that's all making sense, and then I work into this. What I'm doing here is I'm playing 10, 12, 13 on the third string. I'm using my pointer, my middle, and my ring because I need to jump to 13 of the first string. I think the cleanest way to do that is to go between the ring and the pinky. So I'm going 10, 12, 13 on the third, 13 at the first, and then back up to 13 at the third. Okay, and then I go. So I'm going to slide in to 14 of the second string, and then I hit it again, and then I hit it a third time, and then slide to oblivion. At the end of that, I want to play 6 of the third string, and then resolve that with a very slow slide and end with a pluck on 2. So we go. And that's all of the first big solo. That's the second section. So let's try and put the whole thing together from these scale runs. One more time with some tabs. And that was part 1 of my Bohemian Rhapsody solo tutorial. Stay tuned for part 2 as it's, well, quite win. See you soon.
Nobody loves me.
He's just a poor boy from a poor family, sparing his life from this monstrosity.
Easy come, easy go. Will you let me go?